It's Friday, March 15th, 2024. March Madness has been going crazy. We've been cashing here on the channel. Hope you have been with us. March Madness continues today. What's up, guys? It's your boy Noble Living, back with another DYF Debts video where I'm breaking down my favorite picks and plays of the day as we just try to get to the bag together and make some money. Yesterday, another winning day on the channel. 2-1. We were so close to a sweep. We had a sweep 2 days ago. We were going for back-to-back sweeps, and we were one game away. We cashed on Ohio State, 1.5 money line. No sweat bet there. I told you they were going to get that done. Texas Southern, another early game start. No sweat bet there. Hope you guys caught that one in time. And then Dayton at Texas A&M, man. Dayton, the A-10 in general, the top 3 teams in the conference lost yesterday. Oh man, that means March Madness bracketology Sunday. I'm excited to see what happens inside that conference because I do think that there's going to be somebody who's not going to get into the tournament or they're stealing a bid from somewhere else. So it's going to be tough to see now because now I think this is the first real decision that the committee has had to make so far in this conference tournament season. But we've been doing well so far in March. You can see our year-to-date record right here, 26-19. We're stacking it up. As long as we keep having winning days, it should be a good month for us. And today I've got 3 more best bets for you inside of the college basketball slate. Not as many games all throughout the day as we've been having, but hey, still a lot of action on the board for us to dive into today. So I'm excited for this slate, and if you can, smash the subscribe button and like this video. Greatly appreciate it because people need these winners, and the channel is only continuing to grow. I appreciate the love. Let's go. All right, guys, so my first best bet of the day, we're going to go to a late night matchup, and it's a very similar analysis like when I gave yesterday with the Ohio State-Iowa matchup. We have 2 teams where we have a strong defense against a strong offense, and I think that we're going to have to go with the team that's defensively going to get it done in the end. So we are going to go with Iowa State here, -1.5, or on the money line, -110, -130. Now, this one opened up about -2, but money actually came in on Baylor, which has been pretty interesting to see. But hey, I get it, right? Baylor had that big comeback last night against Cincinnati. Iowa State was able to handle Kansas State pretty easily. But for me, I think this is a matchup here where Baylor, we know what they want to do on offense. They want to push the tempo. They want to shoot a ton of threes. They're great at what they do, ranked 5th in the conference in offensive efficiency, 14th in effective field goal percentage, 5th in the country in three-point percentage on the offensive side. So they definitely know how to score the ball, and that plays to their advantage. But when they're playing a team that's defensively minded now, like Iowa State, I think that's where it can come to bite them in the behind, especially keeping them in mind that they played a tough game yesterday, and Iowa State was really cruising in that game against K-State. The game was never really close, almost double digits throughout the game, and now Iowa State comes into this matchup number 2 in defensive efficiency. The last 6 opponents that they faced has not scored over 65 points in the game. Listen, this Iowa State team is legit. The only team that they're behind in this country is behind Houston. And Houston, we've seen how good their defense is. Only gave up 45 points to TCU yesterday, right? 89th in effective field goal percentage on the defensive side for Iowa State. Number 2 in turnover percentage. Number 3 in steals. Listen, this team can guard you on the 3-point line, 76 in the country, and on the inside, 55th in the country. So they definitely know how to play defense. But the thing that kind of offsets the strong offense and the strong defense here is that Iowa State also has a 70th ranked offense on that side of the ball. So for me, I just think this is a matchup where it's going to favor Iowa State in this matchup. It's not like one team has been wrestling. They both played games yesterday. I like the way that defense prevails come March Madness. They're very well coached as well. Iowa State is with TJ Holzberger there. So he's a great coach. These 2 teams faced off last month, and Baylor did win that game. So I do like this revenge angle as well for Iowa State. And it was a close game. 70-68 was the final score. Baylor shot the ball 12 of 23 from the 3-point line, but they also had 20 turnovers. So just think of that. If they hit a quarter less of those threes, then Iowa State wins that game easily by 3, 4, 6 points because they turned over the ball plenty of times. With the way they like to play, I expect the same thing to happen today. We saw them come out sluggish against Cincinnati, and I expect Iowa State to be able to get the W here to give us a nice showdown in the Big 12 championship game between them and Houston, because I think that is the matchup that everybody wants to see. And number 1 defense against the number 2 defense, that's what we should be able to get tomorrow. Maybe Iowa State on the money line, or we're going to take them to cover the spread in the late night. Now, for my second best bet of the day, I'm going to switch it up on you, but it's a team that I do like, and we backed them yesterday, and we're going to go with Ohio State here against Illinois. But like I said, I am switching it up because I do think Ohio State is going to cover the 5.5 point spread. But I do think that the better look is if you go with the first half spread instead at +2.5. Not official picks, but I would give that out. I might give it out inside my Discord group. If you're not in there, click the link in the description, join the free group, right? And I think I might give that out because Ohio State played a game yesterday. Illinois hasn't played a game as of yet. Ohio State was scoring up and down that court against Iowa. And for me, I think that's an advantage in a matchup like this with a team like Illinois that's more offensive-minded than defensive-minded. So today I'm going to go with Ohio State first half team total over 35.5 points. -125. I know it's like your sportsbook might not have it. Most books do have the team total in the first half. I would take it here. 35.5 is playable. Now, keep in mind that Ohio State came out yesterday and was absolutely hooping against Iowa. Dropped 43 points in the first half yesterday. Now, obviously, this Illinois team is a little bit slower paced, but still fast paced. 66 in tempo, and they're also offensive minded. Fourth in adjusted efficiency. They shoot a ton of three-pointers. They crash the offensive glass. So for them, their play style is more like, let's get shots up there by Terrence Shannon. Let's get out in transition. Let's get quick buckets. And then also, let's crash the board so we can get some easy buckets, a little putbacks, right? So for me, I think this is going to be a little bit more of a faster paced game. And I like the fact that Ohio State dropped 90 points on Iowa yesterday. Again, they are facing a better defense. Illinois is ranked 76 in defensive efficiency. When you look at it, Illinois is not that good in the first half. They're in the bottom 200 in college basketball in terms of points allowed in the first half, giving about 34 points per game. And Ohio State on the season is averaging about 35 points per game in the first half. So we're right there at the numbers. I do think this matchup does favor Ohio State here. So for me, I'm just not overthinking it. Let's go with the offense to come out strong. They played a game yesterday. Illinois might come out a little sluggish. We saw them score buckets in the past. And then also, if you look at some of the previous opponents that Illinois has faced, they've given up first half points. At Wisconsin, they gave up 37 points. Against Minnesota, they gave up 45 points. At home against Iowa, they gave up 43 points. On the road against Penn State, they gave up 41 points. So listen, we're not asking Ohio State to do something that they can't do. And I also think there's kind of a little bit of a revenge angle because when Ohio State played Illinois, that's before that they got the coaching change. So again, completely different team, not the same team that they're used to facing. So I do think Ohio State is going to cover the spread. But for the official pick, let's go with the first half team total over 34.5 as our second best bet. Now, our third and final best bet of the day, I think I'm just going to get the Moneyline Parlay segment in this channel at this point because I love the Moneyline Parlays. I know I'm going to run all the way through March, and we literally have baseball starting like next month, which you guys know Moneyline Parlays are always cashing in baseball too. So guys, get used to the Moneyline Parlays. We did lose yesterday because of, date and whatever. But today, we're running it back, and I'm going to take UAB and Texas Southern on the money line. If you put those two together, that gets you to +113 odds. Now, UAB is taking on Wichita State here, and there's not really too much to overthink in this matchup for me because Wichita State, kudos to them, right? Won 2 games already in conference tournament. Beat Rice. They were underdogs in that game. They beat Memphis. Certainly were underdogs in that game. But you know what? For me, impressive wins. But this is where kind of the Cinderella run comes to an end because UAB knows how to play in these positions and Coach Andy Kennedy knows how to coach in these positions. Keep in mind that UAB, when they were in the Conference USA tournament, they've won a game in one of their conference tournaments at least every time that Andy Kennedy was coaching, which is like the last 4 years. They also made it to the title game 2 years of that. And then also keep in mind when Marshall Henderson, you remember that guy from Ole Miss, the crazy dude who used to shoot all the threes back in like the early 2010s. So I think he's like the 2013, 2014. Yeah, Andy Kennedy, who was the coach there when they went on that run all the way to and won the SEC championship game. And then they made a tournament run. I think they made it to like the Sweet 16 or round of 32, something like that. But they still had a run. Andy Kennedy knows how to coach in these situations. And I just think Wichita State, they played 2 tough games. Kudos to them for kind of grinding it out. Memphis really blew the game more than Wichita State won the game, in all honesty. I mean, that's just what Memphis does. Petty should be fired, but that's neither here nor there, right? So for me, I just think UAB, not laying the 5.5 points, even though I do think they cover the spread in this matchup. They're just a much better team here. Now, KenPom does have this as a 2-point win for UAB, but I think the difference in this matchup is just going to be the offenses where UAB is ranked 77th in offensive efficiency, Wichita State's ranked 203rd in offensive efficiency. Again, they were playing a few weaker defensive teams in Memphis and in Rice, and these two teams also faced off in the regular season. And guess what? UAB lost to Wichita State at home 74-66 back on February 28th. So again, here's a little bit of a revenge angle as well for UAB in this matchup. That was the only time they faced off in the regular season. So for me, giving UAB, have revenge here, better coaching, kind of fresher legs. They might come out a little sluggish, but I think they get it done. Wichita State's miracle run here after winning 2 games is coming to an end. Now, Texas Southern, Guys, if you tapped in yesterday to the channel, then you already know why I like Texas Southern in this matchup. They are taking on Alabama A&M. Alabama A&M also went on a little bit of a run themselves. They upset the number 2 seed. They upset the number 2 seed Alcorn State, which was the number 2 seed there in the SWAC. Well, I know we'll be taking SWAC teams, but Texas Southern, they're going to make it to the championship. Now, Grambling, I don't know if it's a guaranteed win for them in their matchup today, but I do think Grambling is going to win. But Texas Southern, I'm not laying the 4.5, 5.5 points, but they will win on the money line in this matchup. We saw them handle Jackson State very easily there. No sweat bet there. Winning that game by 11. They were up by as much as like 18, 20 in that game. Again, Texas Southern knows how to win these conference games. They went to the tournament the last 3 years. Veteran team, experienced coaching, so they should be able to get it done against the number 7 seed Alabama A&M, who was able to upset the number 2 seed Alcorn State. These teams also faced off in the regular season, and Texas Southern handled them pretty easily at home, 85-69. So not overthinking it too much. Just give me these two teams, these two favorites to handle it. Better coaching, better situations against two teams that have kind of went on a little bit of a run here, but I think that's where their run comes to an end. So let's parlay those together as our moneyline parlay of the day. Well, that's it for me today, my friends. 3 best bets, 3 winners that are headed your way on this Friday card. So give me Iowa State -1.5. Give me UAB, Texas Southern on the moneyline parlay. And then we're also going to throw in Ohio State team total over 34.5 in the first half as our third and final best bet of the day. For more picks and plays and other angles, games, NBA picks, make sure you click the link in the description, join the free Discord. Make sure you introduce yourself, say what's up, and drop a winner. So that's what I can tell you guys. So listen, we can beat the sports books together. All right, my friends? Let's have a day. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Later, gang.